Morning guys, this is my mini review of the Dunlop EC300. Now the first thing I want to mention is regarding these tyres is the grip, and it doesn't really matter if it's wet or dry. They are absolutely phenomenal in what they achieve. The only thing that I will say, and again I did mention it in my handling video or the video regarding the other qualities of the vehicle, they can skip mid-corner. They lose a little bit of grip if there's like a sharp crease on the road. That's probably down to the handling rather than the actual tyres themselves. As for things like expansion joints on motorways, if you're going around them on the way up to our local airport, there's a section where you drive onto off the motorway onto a dual carriageway, and there's expansion joints, and so considering you're actually going across them not four square but actually on a bend, there's no sensation of lack of grip or loss of grip as you actually go over those. Now moving on to the ride of the EC300s regarding the 2018 Nissan Leaf, I appreciate the damping and the suspension are pretty much set up to improve that, but tyres can actually make a major difference in terms of assisting or detracting to those qualities. And you'll be pleased to hear that the EC300s are an absolute joy to ride on. Yes, they've got very, very stiff sidewalls, and yes, they're a very hard compound, which I'll lead on to the wear in a moment. But in terms of the ride quality, they're absolutely brilliant. Now, I appreciate there's different types of like surfaces you're going to be traversing. All I can say is, in terms of a taxi driver's point of view, and all the experience I've had with tyres over the years, these are equal, if not better, than anything I've ever had. Considering the wear properties, like I say, I'll move on to that in a moment. Because normally if you have very hard wearing tyres, you normally lose ride comfort and especially noise. Now, considering these are 215 section width, the noise that they don't generate is absolutely amazing. And again, I appreciate the noise dampening of the vehicle comes into play. I get all of that, but overall, considering how quiet this car is, they are absolutely epic. And again, going back to surfaces, so basically on smooth tarmac or bitumen, they're virtually silent. Sadly, here in the UK, midlife of a road surface or a tarmac surface, when it starts wearing, our local councils, and I've found this all over the UK, will spray a hot tar over the surface and then drop, the easiest way to describe it is like a bitumen shingle. They're very, very fine, coarse bits of bitumen, and then basically they expect everyone to roll over and crush them into the tarmac, and they leave swathes of build up of shingle, which is very dangerous in my opinion. I don't know how they get away with it legally, but anyway, that's another story for another day. I actually hold a full motorcycle license, and it's mega dangerous for motorcycles and cyclists as well, because it's just like riding on shingle. But anyway, the point I wanted to make is that when they've done those coarse surfaces, the ride quality as well as the noise levels are amplified, sadly. And in all honesty, with all my other tyres I've ever had, they're exactly the same. I don't think you can get around it. There's just, unfortunately, it's one of them things. So if you live in an area where you've got those coarse surfaces, I don't think it's going to matter what tyres you have. But generally, as a general rule, I'd say, thankfully, there's about 75% of the roads I drive on are normal tarmac. They're absolutely brilliant. Now, moving on to the efficiency of these tyres, and this is what I was going to say about regarding the stiffness. Again, everyone's driving different. All I can portray to you guys is under a working load. You may have seen some of my other videos that I've done regarding the efficiency of the 2018 Nissan Leaf. I get on 3 seasons of the year, so that's spring, summer, autumn, I would say an average of 4.3 miles per kilowatt hour. I have seen higher than that, but I'm just talking about averages. And then in the winter months, considering you're using the heating, admittedly, I would say between 3.6 and 3.8 miles per kilowatt hour. It might go down a little bit lower, especially if it's, say, below 0, but it's still, I think, is fine for this vehicle. Now, moving on to wear, this is where I am absolutely gobsmacked by these tyres, because of all of the other qualities they've got in terms of the ride comfort, the handling, the noise levels that are so subdued. The fact that, as you'll see from a clip I'm about to show you now, this was my offside front tyre, so the driving wheels were driving through these, and I hammered this car, as you may have seen in my previous videos, at least twice a day. That tyre, when I actually had the front tyres taken off and the new ones put on, my tyre fitter actually said to me, "George, do you want to keep hold of this tyre as a spare? It's only half worn." And I thought, do you know what? Yeah, I think I will. But what I wanted to state is, if you look at that tyre tread, that's after 20,000 miles as a taxi under working loads, and where I've actually driven that tyre hard. That is a fantastic achievement. I've never had a tyre that's lasted, that is half worn at any price point. I mean, don't know how Dunlop's managed to do that, but well done, Dunlop. Now, what my advice to you would be is, if you drive in an area where there's quite a lot of roundabouts, like what we sadly have got in the town where I work, so you're basically putting the loads on the near side quite a lot more than normal, I would actually, which is what I'm going to be doing, I'm actually going to swap my offside tyre over to my near side, and obviously the near side to the offside, at 10,000 mile intervals to help negate that wear on the inside. Now, with that in mind, I'm actually thinking that 30,000 miles, maybe even more than 30,000 miles, is going to be achievable out of these tyres on this vehicle. Now, considering the amount of torque that this vehicle's got, like I said a minute ago, that's just, I'm just gobsmacked how good these tyres are. And considering, like I said, all of the other quality of these tyres, I can't but give these tyres 100% recommendation. Now, there's one issue that you may find with your BEV, sadly, is tyre availability on the sizes. Now, my particular 2.0, like the N connector and the Tecna, the Ascenta comes with 205 section tyres. I'm not sure if you can get the EC300s. I haven't checked, truth be told, but I know the other three models, like this one, the N connector and the Tecna, all have got the 17-inch rims, and you can definitely get these on those. They will be fitted as standard. I mean, if you're watching this in a few months or years, Nissan may change manufacturers. Why they'd want to do that, I don't know, because these tyres are a perfect fit for this vehicle. And like I said in my 20,000 mile update video, this is the reason I'm going to be sticking with these tyres for the life of me owning the vehicle. I will be trying other tyres further down the line, because I'm going to be keeping the vehicle for quite a few years. I believe Goodyear have actually developed a BEV tyre, or it's in the works, that's due out imminently, but I don't know how anyone's going to get all of the qualities I've mentioned previously into a tyre to better these. They're that good, and with that in mind, they get my 100% recommendation. And that's about it, guys. I hope you find this tyre mini review, my thoughts video, helpful. And before I go, I just wanted to mention, I did actually have some footage, which I sadly deleted, of my front facing camera, where I was actually traversing through on a dual carriageway. It was teeming down with rain, and the surface you could see in front on the front facing camera was actually just saturated with water. And I can categorically tell you, this vehicle with these tyres in them conditions, there is not even a hint of aquaplaning. You don't get any sensation through the steering whereby you would actually feel it feels skittish or nervous. They are absolutely amazing, and well worth the money in terms of safety, durability, and all the other qualities I've just mentioned. Anyway, guys, I hope you're having a good day, and I will speak to you guys soon. Bye for now.